Marty Snyder. Game 4 from the Rose Garden is underway. The Dallas Mavericks lead the series 2-1. Portland coming away with the win in game number 3. And a post up for Shawn Marion to begin.
A little switch there on the pick and roll with Kidd and Marion. Marion took the smaller Wes Matthews down the post, and nice little jump hook.
Gerald Wallace big in the 4th quarter. In game 3, all 7 of his points. Here's Wallace, jumper, and it doesn't fall. And Kidd is on the backside with the rebound. Quickly now bringing it into the front court. Kidd in the lane. Denied by Camby, knocked away. It's going to be Portland basketball.
Yeah, he was looking to pass that to Tyson Chandler the entire time and shot it late. And Camby said, "What are you doing shooting that little flip shot in front of me? Get that out of here."
Camby up top now to Wallace. Miller gives it to Aldridge. Aldridge squares up, fires over Chandler, and it pops out.
Aldridge's got to put the ball on the floor and try to get Chandler in foul trouble again, Matt. That's been very successful for Portland. Don't settle for a jump shot early in the game. Put your head down and get to the line.
Foul trouble, a concern for Chandler in game 3. Here's Kidd. Cut off by Matthews. Stevenson. Shot doesn't fall. And Wallace is there for the rebound. Miller, up fake, cut off by Stevenson. And it leads to a turnover, and Deshaun Stevenson, a key from a defensive standpoint.
Got to play much better defensively. That's what he's in there for. Make a few threes, but really work on the defense and, lock it down.
Nowitzki saves it. Chandler from the elbow. And it pops out. And Camby's right there, and he feeds it ahead to Miller. And set up in the half court. And a foul on Kidd.
Yeah, this is what you got to do. See, he comes underneath that pick. He gets there. Now he does the right thing. He just gets his hands up, be big, make Andre, make a play, and he throws it out of bounds. Andre's clever down there. You start jumping around, he'll jump into you.
And he has played extremely well in this series in the first 3 games. The veteran from the University of Utah. Aldridge cut off by Chandler. Chandler right there, not giving an inch. How about the
great
play
defense.
of Tyson Chandler?
Absolutely, great defense, Matt. Got in there, I tell you what. Kept his feet, didn't foul, used his feet, didn't grab him, and that's the key. You see Dirk lining up a little jump shot. Here, everybody's a little jump shot crazy right now, Matt. Trying to get a feel for this game. Need to start putting the ball in the hole, ball on the floor, and getting to the hole.
Dallas 1 of 5. Portland 0 of 2. Stevenson with a rebound.
And that's what Coach Carlisle wants to do. He said if they have a lot of pressure in the backcourt, great pass by Kidd. They want back screen set. They want to try to free up the guard and try to get some movement into the front court.
Stevenson. And a 5-0 start to begin this game. Portland 0-3, 2 turnovers, no points. Aldridge. Tough angle. Here's Kidd and a chance to run. Portland hustling back. Good pickup by Matthews. Nowitzki cut off by Aldridge. Marion turns the corner, swings it to Stevenson. The defense has been cranked up at both ends. Chandler. There was a shot clock violation.
Ooh, I think that ball hit the rim. I think that's a bad call. I think because Chandler probably had that offensive rebound. But what you're going to see, this is his specialty right here. Look at good job of moving your feet. Way to use your length, and that as he forces a turnover. That's what Coach Carlisle was talking about.
came here to try to get 2. You know, we wanted to win Game 3, but that didn't happen. So now we have to look to today's game and have the mindset of going out here and winning and not going home without a split.
It's Game 4 in Portland. Will the Dallas Mavericks take a commanding 3-1 lead, or will the Portland Trail Blazers even the series at 2? And the Dallas Mavericks early on lead 5-0 with 7:58 remaining here in the first quarter. There's a timeout on the floor. Matt Devin alongside Kevin McHale will be joined by Marty Snyder. Kevin, describe the psyche heading into Game 4 here.
Well, the psychology of this always fascinates me in the playoffs. You know, right after the first 2 games, Dallas has got Portland in the pine box, looking down, thinking I'm pretty comfortable right here. After Game 3, Portland sits up in the pine box. It always scares you. That's not good. No. Now we get to Game 4. If Portland wins, they not only sit up, they jump out of the pine box and start looking at that pine box and, you know, Dallas might fit in there. And all of a sudden, Dallas is like, whoa, it changes so much. But now Dallas wins. They go up 3-1. Portland lays back down. They start putting a couple nails in the top of the coffin. So, you know, it's a series
that's pine box.
I like the pine box. I like putting them in there. That's what happened. Hey, someone's going to that pine box. Hey, everybody puts them in a pine box in Boston. But someone's going to go in there by the end of the week.
All right, time now for the starting lineups. Wesley Matthews.
Huge start for Portland in the Game 3, and they need him to do it again. And Tyson Chandler has to stay in the game. Tyson is an important part of this defense by the Dallas Mavericks.
He's avoided fouls here early on. That's significant. That didn't happen in Game 3. All right, let's send it over to Marty Snyder. Marty?
Well, Matt, Dallas had the best road record in the NBA this year, but as Rick Carlisle told me earlier this week, that doesn't guarantee you anything in the playoffs. The Mavs have lost 4 straight on the road in the playoffs, and if you go back to 2006, they've lost 17 of their last 19 road playoff games. Jason Kidd told me, you know what, that just means that we're due. But Jason Terry told me, I love this atmosphere. I love playing on the road, especially in the playoffs, and making the crowd quiet. But the Mavs know if they're going to succeed in the playoffs, they must win on the road, Matt.
No doubt about it, Marty, as Miller rises up and drills it. Best road record in the Western Conference, 28-13, tied with the Miami Heat with the best road record in the NBA. And coming out of that timeout, first points of the game for the Portland Trail Blazers. Here's Stevenson. Stevenson dumps it off Marion. Shot doesn't go. And coming down with the rebound is Aldridge. Stevenson played limited minutes in Game 3 because of his defense, or lack thereof, against Wesley Matthews. Aldridge hasn't been going on the inside, settling for early jumpers.
Yeah, too much settling there by good defense by Portland right there, but too much settling by Aldridge. He's got to put the ball on the floor, Matt. Get to the hole, get to the free throw line. You know, get some flow going in this game offensively. Too many jump shots.
Here's Miller, jumper, and a foul on Stevenson. Our 3 officials, Steve Javy, Tony Brothers, and Bill Kennedy. And so Miller, as Stevenson picks up his first, he has been solid in the first 3 games of this series. He had 16 in Game 3 and then 18 in Games 1 and 2. Yeah,
the thing I love about him is averaging 17 points a game, but he has 21 assists and only 6 turnovers. He's taking care of the ball. He's getting everybody involved. And again, you know, late game situations, Andre Miller is such a veteran, and he just knows how to handle it. He takes his time. He's just really a cagey vet, and boy, he helps Portland at the end game a ton.
Now, one of the things that you like and respect about players when their regular season averages go up in the postseason, and they do. 12.7 during the regular season, averaging 17.3 here in his first round of meeting against the Mavericks. Knocks it away there. And it's going to be Dallas basketball with 11 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Good solid D there by Andre Miller. He said, maybe old, but I can still move my feet a little bit, man.
35 in his 12th season. And out of Utah, Kidd. Here's Marion, looking for Marion early and often here, and they'll kick it in the corner. This is Stevenson deep in the corner in the 3.
You know, nice response by Stevenson after not playing much in Game 3. Sat down, they didn't like his defense. He doesn't pout, he comes out, makes 2 big threes here to start the game, and playing nice, solid defense in Andre Miller, putting a lot of pressure on Andre.
Has 6 points in the first 3 games, 6 points. Here's Matthews. Well, in game 3, he put up 16 in the first quarter. He was asking for a call, and his coach, Nate McMillan, was saying, would you get up and guard Kidd? Turnover. Steal by Jason Kidd. Nowitzki, a rare open look that he misses. 0-2 to start. One of the things Nate McMillan mentioned to us, he said you can't forget as Miller knocks it down that Wesley Matthews, it's only his second year in the league, and so there are going to be times in which you're still learning the game.
Yeah, they said that they loved what West brought him that third game, but he made it sound like he's a young player. Don't count on it every night.
In game 1, Dallas came away with a victory, 89-81. Dirk had 28 points, 13 of 13 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. Game 2, Nowitzki finished with 33 points as the Mavs won. But in game 3 here in Portland, Wesley Matthews lit it up, 25 points. Brandon Roy off of the bench. Blazer fans love that, 16 points off of the bench. And take a look at the matchup there.
Yeah, looking at the top scorers, Nowitzki and Aldridge, 2 sweet shooting big men, and then the bench play has been all in favor of Dallas. I mean, Portland, to win this series, have got to get more play and better play off their bench.
Post up for Nowitzki. They come with a double, knocked away. And Camby going hard at Dirk Nowitzki. And Bill Kennedy, the official on the play, stumbles over and calls a foul.
Wow, this is as aggressive as I've seen Portland in the 3 games, this being the 4th game, at attacking Dirk with the ball down there. They've let him do his thing down there, but he's drawn too many fouls, and well, that was a strong double team by Portland.
Nicholas Batum on the floor for Gerald Wallace. Here's Kidd, the 3, and it's good. Jason Kidd from downtown.
Shooting that 3 beautifully, Jason Kidd, this series, Matt. I mean, he's been on fire from behind the line, and he's just got a good groove and a good feel going.
He was 2 of 8 in game 3, and a foul. But prior to that, of course, he was 9 of 16 in the first 2 games. Kidd just picked up his 2nd.
And this is what Kidd's been doing. He's been rising up and shooting that 3. And before the game, I was watching him shoot from the 3-point line as he's going to take a seat now with 2 fouls. He wasn't missing anything, man. I mean, he was on fire from behind the 3-point line.
Early exit with 2 fouls. Turnovers an issue in game 3 for Kidd. He had 5 turnovers. Dallas 16. Dallas with 3 turnovers here in the first quarter. Jason Terry, a star, and game 3 on the floor. And Barea, there's Batum. Terry bats it to Nowitzki. J.J. Barea has played solid minutes off of the bench.
Yeah, really getting in the paint and trying to direct that offense. You see a little alley-oop here to Chandler.
Chandler and a turnover. At that size, right underneath the bucket, and then Matthews right to the rim.
Yeah, Chandler's got to go up and shoot that ball in there. He's got to go up and try to just dunk it, draw a foul, go to the free throw line, but you can't be passing when you have the ball right there at the head of the rim.
And looking for a post up with Marion and a foul. And a foul's going to be charged to Nicholas Batum.
You know, turnovers lead to a lot of bad things. Here's one of them. Batum gets a hand on it, and off they go. Someone's got to turn and get that ball. Dirk's got to turn. Someone's got to face up and stop the ball. No one stops the ball, and he did what you're supposed to do in 7th and 8th grade. The coach said just take it till someone stops you. No one stopped him. You got a layup.
Matthews and Miller, they've combined for all 11 points for the Portland Trail Blazers. J.J. Barea, no, and batted out by Chandler. Here's Nowitzki.
Credit that hoop to Tyson Chandler, batting that thing back out. Dirk lines it up and knocks down a 3.
And Nowitzki, after game 3, said, we need Tyson Chandler on the floor. He's got to play a little bit smarter.
Yeah, and they do need him on the floor. He anchors their defense and does a beautiful job just playing Aldridge head up.
Offensive foul, takes one right there, takes the charge, does Chandler. Second on Batum.
Moving your feet, not only does he guard Aldridge, he slides off, gets his feet moving, stops him, and draws a foul on Batum. Nice, beautiful defense there by Tyson Chandler, who I voted for the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, you did.
Just because plays like that, man. I knew he was going to do things like that.
Yeah, talk to him as Brandon Roy checks in. Roy in game 3 came off the bench, 16 points. And that was after playing shy of 8 minutes in Dallas in game 2. Tyson Chandler talking to him understands, hey, I have to stay on the floor.
Yeah.
And he didn't take any exception with Dirk Nowitzki. Said, look, he said, I have to. A high-low feed right there. Batted out once again. Chandler active early. Nowitzki deep in the corner. No, and Chandler does it again. Fresh shot clock. Terry. Chandler got a piece of it that time as well. Miller cut off by Stojakovic, who's on the floor. Here's Roy. Terry comes out on him. Backing him down. The double comes. Rudy Fernandez, can he get on track? Missed shot and a loose ball foul, and it's going to be against Portland. Camby his second.
Yeah, good box up by Dirk there. Camby was trying to pull Tyson Chandler and tip the ball back out, but Dirk kept his body on him, kept moving backwards, got it over the back call on Camby.
Dallas 4-6 from three-point range, just 1 of 10 inside the arc. Terry on a drive. Kick out in the corner. The corner 3. Fernandez has it knocked away by Stojakovic. Brendan Haywood on the floor for Rick Carlisle. Under 2 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. And Bill Kennedy with the call, and the foul is on J.J. Barea.
Well, you can see Dallas right now 1 of 10 on 2-point field goals and 4 of 7 on 3. And you might as well just shoot threes at this point, Matt. I guess they're not making anything from the 2-point. But one of these two teams have got to get it into the paint, start driving, and start, putting more pressure on the basket. Just too many jump shots here to start this game off.
Chandler will get a breather for the first time in the series, and it didn't have to do with personal fouls. Here's Aldridge, jumper. Chris Johnson, who was a key component, playing less than 6 minutes, but energetic in game 3, getting early minutes here. And lost out of bounds, and it's going to go the other way.
Great call on Chris Johnson, Matt. He came in, I tell you, the rookie from LSU, he brought big energy. He blocked a couple shots, got some rebounds, but he was all over the floor. He's long, he's really lean, but he's an active player, and I like the fact that Nate McMillan, right after game 3, said he's earned the right to get in the game more, and that's a key.
And Chris Johnson played on a Final Four team for LSU as a freshman with Glenn Big Baby Davis. Knocked away by Haywood as well as Tyrus Thomas. Went to a few different high schools, ended up in North Carolina, and was in training camp with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
And played with Dakota in the developmental league, the D League, where he's a defensive player of the year. Backing down, here's Matthews fading, shot doesn't go. Barea gives it now to Terry. Terry rises up. And Wallace with a weak side rebound. And Fernandez wasn't ready for the pass.
Nah, he thought I was going to Brandon Roy, and Brandon Roy thought I was going to Fernandez, and neither one of them grabbed it, and another turnover. And right now, sloppy play, man.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you have a lot of jump shots, you don't get to the flow. Right now, Dallas needs to get to the line, get some flow going. The free throw line's a magical elixir. It just makes you feel better and get in the paint. So let's see if they can drive in or draw a foul.
Only 2 free throws here in the first quarter, both coming from Portland. Barea going on the inside.
There you go, JJ. He heard me. Get in the paint and drive in there and make something happen. He's really played well for Dallas. Just been controlled with the ball, and you know, Coach Carlisle doesn't want JJ turning it over and wants him to play just good, solid, aggressive basketball.
5-point advantage, the largest lead for Dallas. They have never led at the end of the first quarter. Steal, Marion, and then a turnover. And Marion turns it over with the presence of Brandon Roy, and pressuring the ball.
Yeah, right here they're digging in. A nice little dig in by Shawn Marion, and then he comes out, and one turnover deserves another, so he turned it over also. Shawn Marion did on the sideline.
You know, Kevin, you know, Rick Carlisle saying, hey, we can't turn it. 6 turnovers.
Yeah,
and Portland 6 turnovers as Aldridge, who is yet to score, checks in. Roy up top. Portland's been scoreless the last 4 minutes. A low scoring first quarter. Roy, shot doesn't go. Tapped up by Matthews, and the first quarter comes to an end. Dallas with a 5-point lead, 16-11.
All about defense right now between these two teams, and they are battling and fighting.
That pine box, is that
Nobody's in the pine box yet.
Yeah.
They're both looking in there.
Yeah, they're just, you know, looking around.
Back in Portland, Marty Snyder with a forward coach's corner with Rick Carlisle. You guys are up 5. Are you surprised? 16-11, this slow pace.
Well, as you get deeper into a playoff series, things slow down a little bit as teams get more familiar. So, you know, it'll pick up, but right now it's been a little slow.
Jason has 2 fouls. How much do you have to limit his minutes now?
Well, we just gotta see how it goes. He's one of the best guys I've ever had at playing with fouls, so he's okay. He'll be okay.
Thanks, Rick. Matt? Back in Portland, Marty Snyder with a forward coach's corner with Rick Carlisle. You guys are up 5. Are you surprised? 16-11, this slow pace.
Well, as you get deeper into a playoff series, things slow down a little bit as teams get more familiar. So, you know, it'll pick up, but right now it's been a little slow.
Jason has 2 fouls. How much do you have to limit his minutes now?
Well, we just gotta see how it goes. He's one of the best guys I've ever had at playing with fouls, so he's okay. He'll be okay.
Thanks, Rick. Matt?
All right, Marty, 7 minutes for Jason Kidd. 3 points, 2 personal fouls, couple of rebounds. And you see the first quarter summary. Combined 12 turnovers, but here's one of the things that stands out. The combined 4 points in the paint, and there's one there.
Yeah, there was 4 points in the paint scored by both teams. That's a combination, and JJ Barea had 2, and Wesley Matthews had 2. So again, a lot of jump shots, good defense, but you got to start forcing your way to the paint now. Start putting some pressure on the referees to make calls, and there you go, right there.
Stojakovic, no, but Haywood cleans up.
You know, when you attack the basket, man, it opens up the offensive glass for everybody. What happened there? The shot blocker came over, left Brendan Haywood open, and he gets a slam dunk. And so attacking the paint is key.
Fernandez, the 3.
Oof. Tell you what, it's going to get tighter and tighter. Yeah, when you go through one of these streaks like Rudy has, and you can't make one, boy, you start thinking about it. I don't care what anybody says, Matt. You start getting a little bit tight.
And he is 2 of 6 in the series coming in, with a total of 7 points. Barea's not afraid of the middle, and he goes there once again.
How come the smallest guy is more willing to go in the paint than anybody else in this game so far?
Now, we saw him in Dallas in Game 2, fearless in the fourth quarter going in. Roy with Aldridge on the floor, Wallace, Batum, and Fernandez. Here's Aldridge. He rises up and a jump shot, and it doesn't go. Another jumper. He's 0 of 5. 7-point advantage for Dallas here in Game 4, second quarter action from the Rose Garden. Terry, bucket.
Oh, nice little pass there by Marion. Again, threatened the paint, hard drive baseline, Matt. They sucked into him, threw it out to Terry, and Jason Terry did what he does all the time, making open jump shots.
Terry, 29 points in game 3. Timeout. Nate McMillan. Dallas on an 11-2 run.
Yeah, you got a little back pick there. And nice pass by Rudy Fernandez there to Batum. And here's the little fella. He's like, go to that hole, JJ Barea. Throw it up there high and make him go get it.
Hey guys, Nate had a lot to say. Here's what he said. He said, we're settling, we're not running. You guys have got to wake up. You don't see guys out on the break, but they're there. You're not paying attention. He said, we're retreating on defense as opposed to extending. And he said, on defense, you're assuming someone else is going to do your job. He said, we've got to quit doing that. Do your own job, because we're giving them second and third chance opportunities.
It is time for the Cinco Stat of the Night presented by Corona. The top playoff benches at Dallas Mavericks, and they were the best in the regular season and here in the postseason, as one would expect, with the likes of Jason Terry, as well as Peja Stojakovic. The way JJ Barea has played, they lead here. There's the bench 8-2. They've outscored the bench of Portland 109-56 in this series.
Yeah, they've dominated the Portland bench so far. And one of the reasons this guy can't get it going at all, Rudy Fernandez, pretty good shot there by Rudy.
And they're trying to get him going.
Yeah, I like the fact that he took it to the paint and tried to be aggressive. And speaking of the paint, offensive foul. But JJ goes in there. Nice step in by Brandon Roy, but make the referees call that, Matt. Drive it to the hole and put the onus on the referees to blow the whistle.
Second on JJ Barea. All right, let's check in with Marty Snyder.
Matt, Nate McMillan very animated on the bench this last time, saying we are settling and not running. You guys have to wake up. On defense, we're retreating as opposed to extending, and you're assuming other people are going to do your job, and that's giving them second and third chance opportunities.
Yeah, Marty, Kevin, the second chance opportunities, 5-0 in favor of Dallas.
Yeah, a lot of tip-outs by Tyson Chandler, and everybody's got to get on the board if you're in Portland. You see Wallace shoot a jump shot, and again, it's another long jump shot there by the Portland Trailblazers.
5 of 21. Aldridge, all 5 of his shots are from the outside.
Yeah, he hasn't put his head down and gotten paint yet.
And Wallace, who can be so explosive, putting it down on the floor and going to the rim, takes a three-pointer.
That's his game, Matt, hitting the ball on the floor and taking it to the rim.
Knocked out of bounds, and Tony Brothers and Steve Javie will come together. One had it one way and the other, and Steve Javie's going to say it's Dallas basketball. 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
It'd be a little pin down here for Jason Terry, see if they can get a little weak side action.
Here's Terry at 2 over Wallace. Shot doesn't go. Roy with a rebound with Batum, Aldridge, Miller, and Wallace on the floor. Can Portland get it going offensively? Looking for a post-up and an offensive foul on Gerald Wallace.
Oh, they had what they wanted. They had Gerald Wallace with Jason Terry behind him, but the Jet wouldn't settle. He fought around him, and Wallace hit him with his off arm and got an offensive foul.
That is the all-around game that Rick Carlisle has talked about it with Jason Terry. It's not just scoring. Barea has it knocked away by Batum. A chance to run. Wallace unable to finish, but he'll go to the line.
You're going to see Wallace down here. They love this Wallace-Terry matchup. Let's see, they kind of hooked arms a little bit, and he just, he did the old swim move a little bit, took his right arm up, but, it wasn't much of a call, that's for sure.
So Wallace finds himself at the free throw line. Portland, 2 points the last 7:40. And able to get one there. Upcoming games, the national television schedule. On ESPN, Game 3, Spurs and Grizzlies tonight, followed by Thunder and the Nuggets. And then tomorrow on ABC, Miami and Philadelphia, followed by the Celtics and the Knicks.
I'll tell you, all those games on the bottom half of that are closeout games to close them out. And the top half of those games are going to be very competitive, Matt. Grizzlies and San Antonio, fun to watch.
Manu Ginobili back. He was a difference maker after not being able to play in Game 1. Wallace out on the break, and Roy gets fouled, and he goes down hard. Stojakovic with the foul.
Ooh, went down hard, but he made a play on the ball. I mean, Peja went up and he made a play on the ball, and just happened, Brandon Roy was going hard to the hole, and Peja was protecting it, and the fall, took a good spill. He hit his elbow on the floor a little bit, but, a good, solid NBA playoff foul.
Roy holding on to that right wrist. And you see games 1 and 2 compared to game 3. Since his return from double knee surgery, he has scored in double figures in back-to-back games just once. And you see him still grimacing as he walks away and he shakes that right wrist.
Yeah, Brandon's game's all predicated on how his knees feel that night, Matt. He's bone on bone. And, just a young man, 26 years old, to kind of go through all that knee surgery he's had. But it's all predicated on how he feels. And I think Nate McMillan is constantly taking his temperature, Matt. He's looking at him. He's saying, how much am I going to get out of him? How much can he play? And it's kind of up to Brandon to get in the game and be very, very aggressive and earn his minutes.
Hid on the floor. Here's Nowitzki. Backing down. Fading. And Nowitzki shooting from the field here in this series. He struggled.
Yeah, well, he's under 40% for the series right now. Just made that last one, but that's just classic Nowitzki. That fadeaway, one-legged, leaning back, 7 foot. What a tough shot that he made just now.
And he practices those shots
all the time.
Aldridge now decides to go on the inside, and a foul. He's going to head to the free throw line. Haywood with the foul. That's his first. And for the first time, a look at LaMarcus Aldridge on the inside.
Yeah, leading scorer for the Portland Trail Blazers in the regular season and in the playoffs. Played very well in the playoffs, shooting the ball well. Tonight, not so much. He's been missing shots, but he finally did what Nate McMillan's been begging him to do. Put the ball on the floor, go in there, get to the line, be aggressive, and that's what Nate's talking about all the time. If you look at it, Dirk, coming into this game, has shot 37 free throws, Matt. Aldridge has shot 14. I mean, and he's a big guy with a beautiful touch, but he's got to get to the line. And boy, Nate is constantly talking to him about being aggressive, getting in the paint, and he's really worked on his game. He's got that right-handed jump hook now off the crab dribble. That's beautiful to watch. And he's really developed, but his next thing in his progression is going to be getting to the line, the up and under, and really drawing fouls there in the paint.
Yeah, in the season, he averaged 5.4 attempts. In this series, 4.6. And lost out of bounds. Last touch by Portland will be Dallas basketball, and Portland 8 of 8 from the free throw line. Dallas has yet to go there, and Aldridge, you talked about not getting to the line in the series. He was just 2 of 2 on his home floor in game 3. Game 2 in Dallas, 6 of 8. Shot clock down to 4. Here's Terry over Matthews, and it doesn't go. Haywood tries to keep it alive, knocked out of bounds, but it's last touch by the Blazers. It's going to be Dallas basketball.
Both Haywood and Tyson Chandler have been active on the offensive glass, tipping it, keeping it alive, and that's all you got to do. Just get the ball in the air, tip it, and you know what? The other team might make a mistake. That's just good hard work by Brendan Haywood, as he's going to take a seat right now, and Tyson Chandler's back in the game.
Chandler checking back in without a foul. A good sign for Rick Carlisle and the Mavericks. Here's Nowitzki looking for Chandler, who throws it down.
Tyson Chandler knows where his bread is buttered. He goes to the front of the rim steady. He rolls hard. He gets in there. And a beautiful pass by Dirk, finding his partner in crime there, Tyson Chandler.
Wallace, kind of post-up kid, backing him down. Now gets in the lane. There you go for Gerald Wallace. That's his game.
Yeah, and when Gerald gets in the post, sometimes he goes too fast. He's like a whirling dervish down there. There he had a huge size advantage. Took his time, crab dribbled, nice little layup.
Be patient, right?
Yep.
Patient.
That's
with
the key to the post, absolutely. Oh, very nice, man.
Well,
Patience with a purpose.
I've been listening to you.
Wow,
You like it.
I'm impressed. I am impressed.
All those morning breakfasts we have. You know, you think I'm not listening, but I am.
At Grandma's.
Yes. No, Mothers.
Mothers.
Your
The
mothers.
same thing.
That's right.
Mothers. The same thing. It was good food. I know
Aldridge.
that.
Yes, it was. Aldridge.
Nice little fadeaway there by Aldridge. And, you know, he went to the paint early, got a couple free throws, and the free throw line calms you down, Matt. It makes everything much better. And that's why bigs have got to get to that free throw line. Makes the hoop open up for you.
Terry, here's Kidd. Straight on and straight away.
Whoa, right between the eyes, as my man Kevin Harlan would yell. I mean, he is shooting the ball. Nice arch. This is as high as I've seen J. Kidd ball. He's usually shoots a flatter shot. He's got so much arch on it. It's a different shot from him, but really accurate this playoff series.
Aldridge with the hook. Here's Kidd. Kidd cut off at the foul line, maintains the dribble. Uses the screen. Ball fake. Now dumps it to Chandler in traffic. And Chandler finishes.
Oh, great catch by Chandler. Tough pass by J. Kidd, and Tyson Chandler just contorting himself there to try to get that layup to go.
Chandler, 10 total points in this series and has 4 here in the biggest lead.
What makes Nowitzki so good? He'll pass the ball. Just a great little lob to Tyson, who goes to the front of the rim, and then Nowitzki does what he does best. Line it up and shoot it, and right between the eyes. Well, we've talked about Aldridge and just being in the post and that jump hook, and he's patient and he has a purpose right here. Look at that crab dribble. Down, nice, taking his time, very patient. I love that shot. He didn't have this shot a couple years ago. And again, a beautiful release high, and love that shot by him.
Of course you love it. You know why? Because you rode that all the way to the Hall of Fame. Look at that. Back in the day.
Oh, my goodness. There's a few cheeseburgers since then, I can tell you that much. And I had long hair.
Yeah.
My hair's still long. I'm not quite that skinny. I don't think I can run that fast either.
Well, you don't need to. You
Yeah,
just
thank
don't
goodness.
need to, right?
Yeah, thank goodness.
You're talking about numbers picking up regular season to playoffs, and it's exactly what yours did throughout your career. Even your three-point shooting was better in the postseason than the regular season.
If I was shooting threes, I temporarily lost my mind, which I did occasionally.
Dallas right now with a 10-point advantage and a foul. And this is a Portland Trailblazer team that is struggling offensively. Dallas 33 points. It's not like that's a bundle. No, what's going on?
It's been all defense up to this point, and right now there's too many turnovers both ways. Neither team is really crisp offensively. And the funny thing is, neither team has found a play or a set or a guy. They just can't ride something. So it's a different guy every time. Like, we've seen Gerald Wallace come down, shoot a long three. We've seen everybody take a turn at it, but they've got to get their offense, the Portland Trailblazers, a little more set. Maybe play through Aldridge a little bit here in the left box. Or I'd like to see them do a little pick and roll with Aldridge and Miller. I like that play. I think those two are their two top offensive guys, and but they've got to find something. But give Dallas credit. I mean, they've been scrapping and fighting out there defensively, and yeah, this game's not going into the Naismith Hall of Fame so far from an offensive standpoint.
No. Kidd just picked up his third. Only one offensive rebound for Portland despite 17 missed shots. And getting to the free throw line, 10 of 10 there. Shot clock down. Tough angle, and Nowitzki makes it. Wow.
Are you kidding me? Well, there's no defense for that shot. That was unbelievable. Comes from the far corner, dribbles all around, and makes a fading one-legger from 15 feet.
Miller takes advantage of the post-up.
We talked about the last game, in Game 3. Miller's a great post-up point guard. There's very few of those left around here, but he gets the ball in the post and really knows what to do with it down there.
Nowitzki looking for Chandler once again. Chandler has it knocked away. Aldridge gives it to Miller. Good job by Dallas getting back, battling Nowitzki and Aldridge. Aldridge gives it up. Miller, swish. And now Aldridge getting tangled up with Chandler, and Chandler raising his arms in the air. And Marcus Camby and Dirk with some words and some frustration there with Aldridge, who was battling with Nowitzki.
Yeah, they got a little tangled up there. And you know what? Welcome to the playoffs, baby. Nice shot by Miller. Everybody's boxing out. Everybody's hitting. Oh, he thought he got a little bit. Oh, the head and the shoulder. They're pushing each other a little bit.
That's your kind of basketball.
I love it. I tell you what, get it started, baby.
Oh, the stories you could tell.
Hot shot before he takes it, and he set that up by doing a curly kneel dribbling exhibition from the far corner, coming around, and but his ability to square himself up on that one-legged step-back shot is amazing, and you can see why it goes in. It's beautiful, perfect form.
Nowitzki 4 of 8, 9 points. There were double technicals, Chandler and Aldridge, so each with a tech. 37-29 now, but that's something that Dirk Nowitzki, you know, he practices that, all the off-balance shots.
All the time.
Aldridge matched up with Chandler. Aldridge, the double comes. Wallace gives it up. Shot clock at 6 now. Miller backing down. Shot doesn't fall. And Nowitzki battling with Miller, and Miller tangled up, and Nowitzki falls to the ground. Camby is over there trying to cool down Wesley Matthews a little bit, the youngster out of Marquette.
Yeah, they get a little scrum going there, and they're both fighting for the ball, and Dirk throws him down, then he trips him, and now we're playing some playoff basketball, man. Everybody's a little edgy, and everybody wants to go after the ball, and it's been kind of a dirty, ugly game, all defense, and not a lot of flow, and yeah, you gotta love it.
You've talked about the importance of this game 4. 3-1, 2-2. In the Pine Box, and they both know the Pine Box is out there.
Well, the Pine Box is waiting for one of the two of them, I can tell you that, Matt. Someone's going in there within a week, because you're going to bury someone's season, and it's going to be over, and one team's going to advance, and they're both fighting for it. You know, after playing a team, though, 4 or 5 times in a row, you start disliking everybody. You can't, you know, and it's a good, healthy dislike, and it's a good, healthy competitiveness, which I love.
Won by the Dallas Mavericks, 37-29. Terry with Nowitzki, Marion, Chandler, and Barea. Kidd has 3 personal fouls, looking for a post-up. Aldridge scoops it up, saves it, comes right towards us. Matthews underneath. Wallace with a finger roll. What a sequence. 6-point game.
Great defense leading to a run-out by Portland. That's how they want to play, Matt. They want to let that defense turn into offense for them.
Matthews driving. Aldridge with a key save. Portland on a run. Dallas here in game 4 with a 4-point advantage, led by Dirk Nowitzki. Kidd with a couple of threes. Stevenson with 2 threes early. And getting Chandler involved. But Portland has responded. Kevin, they're on an 8-2 run over the last 2:23.
Yeah, their defense has turned into offense for them. That's what they want to do. They want to turn you over, get out and run, and you're going to see here we go right now, Barea and Miller getting into it a little bit.
And a foul's going to be charged to Aldridge, and that is his first.
And this is what you do. You go to set a screen, and he runs into him, throws him out of the way, and Everybody's getting a little testy out here.
A little chippy.
I like it.
It's game 4, right?
Absolutely. And a lot of implications, man. 3-1, 2-0. Oh.
Here's Berea. Air ball. Wallace gives it to Miller. They have not been that successful in the half court. When they've been able to get out and go, it's how they've been able to get it back in it, knocked away. And Chandler is going to pick up a foul, and that is his first. With 1:02 remaining here in this first half.
Yeah, that's a good sign. He got his first foul with, late here in the second quarter, but a nice step in. Aldridge was on the weak side. He jumps in and he gets right in front of the charge circle. Matt, that's called the duck in. When you're a post player, the coaches are always telling you, you got to duck in, and that means the ball's weak on the strong side, your weak side ball's on the strong side. You duck in hard, eat all that pain, get right to the front of the charge circle, and when you get the ball there, good things are going to happen. I tell you, you almost always draw a foul on a good hard duck in move, and Aldridge did.
Aldridge getting his points from the free throw line. He's just 1 of 7. Remember, first 5 shots, all jumpers.
Yeah.
He's 4 of 4 now from the free throw line.
You know, when I say
2-point game.
When I say duck in, you think of the place that you go to have dinner. It's different. That's the duck in. That's the duck in.
Yes. Marion. Backing down. The hook. Wallace right there with another rebound. 7 rebounds for Gerald Wallace. Berea battling Miller. Here's Wallace the three. No! Shot clock at 4. Terry. No, Chandler, another offensive rebound, has it swatted away. 2 seconds remaining in the half. Miller off the rim. Portland battles back. They were down 10. It's a 2-point game.
Yeah, just coming off a 10-2 run there by Portland to end the second quarter. And it hasn't been the prettiest game, but it's been a hard-fought game.
Coming up, it's the T-Mobile halftime report. 37-35 Dallas. EJ, Kenny, and Charles will have highlights and analysis of the first half from our Atlanta studios. Getting set for the start of the third quarter here at the Rose Garden. Dallas with a 2-point advantage, 37-35. They led by as many as 10. All right, now, when you think back about what the Portland Trailblazers need to do from an offensive standpoint, you saw some things in game number 3 that you think could quite possibly work out, and that is the subject of the innovative analysis presented by ExxonMobil.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with this screen right here, Berea's supposed to push him up and Hayward's supposed to give him help, but what does Miller do? He rejects the screen, goes in and lays it up. Now you're going to see this time Berea does it right, Hayward steps out, but that man right there, Dirk Nowitzki's got to be in his grill, moving right now. He's late, the ball goes over there, Aldridge makes a jump shot, and I tell you, I think that Aldridge and Miller in a 2-man game of some sort, they need to get that going, because if it wasn't for that man right there, Miller, they would be in deep, deep trouble. 12 points in the first half by Andre Miller.
And 4 of 6, and Aldridge not making his jumpers here. Just 1 of 7, and that 1 is from the inside. All right, Marty, what do you have for us?
Just talked to Nate McMillan. He said, look, we're lucky to be in the game considering how poorly we shot in the first half, but I like our aggressiveness. He said at the end of the half, though, I did not like how chippy this game got. He said we need to remember we must remain calm, push the tempo, and be accountable on defense. He said we did not do that in the first half. We relied too much and expecting other guys to take care of everybody's job, Matt.
Yeah, Marty, back in the second quarter, Tyson Chandler and LaMarcus Aldridge double technicals, but here's a couple of things. Portland's turned it over 8 times. Dallas only 2 points off of that.
Yeah.
Dallas hasn't been to the free throw line. In from 2-point range, Dallas is shooting 34%.
No, I agree. Dallas has got to find its way to the line, but I like Nate McMillan, one of the all-time great competitors, would fight you in a heartbeat saying this game's getting chippy.
He's being nice to Marty.
Maybe.
Aldridge, here's Chandler, and a quick foul there.
Those are the ones that get him in trouble. He gets out there. Aldridge is really in a world of hurt. Ball's at the three-point line. Look at him. He's pushing up on him. At that point, space him. Use your length. Give him a little bit of room. Don't pick up a foul that far away from the basket.
It's Tim Gergerich of Dallas talking to Tyson Chandler before the game. Marion comes down with a rebound. He said it's okay to play on the edge, but he said avoid the ticky-tack fouls, moving screens and fouls like that. And that was one of those where he could have backed off, as you mentioned.
No question. That's a bad foul for Tyson Chandler. They need him on the floor. When he's out there, they're just more effective.
Kidd with 3 personal fouls in the first half. Nowitzki, shot doesn't fall, and Camby is there. Chance to tie it or take the lead. Aldridge, kick out. Matthews, no, short. Lost out of bounds.
Yep, that's on Shawn Marion. You got to be looking ahead, and if that man's got his back turned, he tried throwing an outlet pass to Stevenson, who wasn't looking. That's on the passer. The guy's got to be looking at you before you throw the ball.
Game 4. Dallas leads the series 2-1. Wallace with a jump shot, and it doesn't fall.
This is how the first half started. Everybody's shooting jump shots and stuff like that. You got to get that ball in the paint.
Nowitzki firing away from deep. Chandler, another offensive rebound and a foul.
That's the way to horse the board. Big Tyson Chandler got in there. You know, the guy takes a 3, and you know what? If your teammates are going to continually be shooting threes and long jump shots, and a big man, you say, I'm going to get the ball off the board on the offensive glass, and I'm going to get myself to the line. This is our first 2 free throws of the game right now, Matt, for the Dallas Mavericks.
Camby picked it up, the foul. Chandler at the free throw line. Sunday, MLB on TBS heads to historic Wrigley Field for a National League clash between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. Tomorrow, 2:15 Eastern on TBS.
I said it before, go to Cubby Bears right there at Wrigley Field. Oh, it's a fun place to go, great place to watch a baseball game.
And Chandler getting to the line. Dallas now 2-2 from the free throw line in a 4-point game. And when you look at offensive rebounds, Dallas getting them. Portland only 1 offensive rebound, Kevin. Wesley Matthews, and a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to go against Jason Kidd, and that is his 4th.
Here you see he gets Dirk on him, and he really forces the issue, gets in the paint, and Jay Kidd thought he was outside the charge circle and thought he drew a charge on that one. But again, Matt, that's what we're talking about. Put the ball on the floor. Your jump shots aren't going in. What, are you going to just keep shooting them? The ball, put the ball on the floor, get it in the paint, put the onus on the referees to blow the whistle. You might get lucky. They might give you 2 free throws.
Like Charles was saying at halftime, you have to know your limitations at some time, right?
Charles was saying a lot of stuff at halftime. I don't know what he was yelling about. I want my drink back. I'm not sure what that
was. Rick Carlisle earlier telling Marty Snyder that Jason Kidd, one of the best at playing with fouls that he's ever had, and he's playing now with 4. Marion backing down on Miller. Shot clock at 5 on a repost. Marion squares up, backs down at 2. Marion flips it up, count it. Good strong defense, but Marion able to get the bucket.
Yeah, the size advantage there with Marion just gave him a slight advantage. Just go over the top of Miller and get that shot off.
Rick Carlisle talking to us about flow in the offense. There's been no flow either side. The defenses have just cranked it up here. Yep. Matthews on a crossover in the lane, bodies flying, tapped up. Camby controls, Put back, no. A rare offensive rebound and second chance opportunity for Portland. 9-0 in favor of Dallas. Nice cut. And Stevenson is fouled. Camby just picked up his 4th. That's a concern.
And you see Marion right here, and he's got that size advantage, so he goes up, and he's always shot that crooked arm shot. You know, he's got a throw shot. He's got a different shot, but I tell you what, he's been a multiple-time All-Star, Shawn Marion has, and was really filled in nicely. You know, with Caron Butler going down a long time ago, Marion's filled in just great, done a great job for him, as you see Stevenson make the first free throw.
Batum in for Camby, and let's go over to Marty.
Hey, Matt, Kevin just mentioned Caron Butler. I did talk to Caron yesterday, and he told me that he has been cleared for contact practice next week, so he'll be back at practice next week. And the longer the Mavs go, the more likely it looks like Caron Butler will play this year.
He was out for the final 50 games of the regular season. He was injured in the first quarter at Milwaukee. Ruptured right patellar tendon in the final year of his deal, and that could be big getting him back.
Oh, huge. As Marty said, boy, I tell you what, if he can get back, he can start practicing and get some time under his belt. You see Miller missing on the inside there. That would be huge for this Mavericks team. But they got Tiger by the tail right here with Portland. They got all they can handle right now.
Marion trying to shake and shimmy, banks it. Man, tough angle. And Nate McMillan with a timeout. Doesn't like what he sees. 8-point advantage for Dallas. Marion, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Going to work down low. Game 4, Dallas leads. Lionel Hollins, the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, one of the great players here for the Portland Trail Blazers, a member of the 1977 championship team. There he is, Train. Lionel Hollins, 4+ seasons here in Portland, and he was a great defensive player. Game 3 tonight on ESPN, and we'll be there on a Monday on TNT. The Grizzlies taking on the Spurs.
And that's a dogfight series right there, boy. I tell you, it's a lot of fun to watch that. Those big men for the Grizz are giving the Spurs everything they can handle.
Miller up top. Miller driving. Chandler takes it away off of the miss. Marion trying to run. He stumbles. Portland 0-7 here in this quarter. Stevenson gives it to Kidd. He's going to trigger the 3. Dead on. Jason Kidd.
Beautiful shot by Jay Kidd. They're high arching. I said it early in the first half. He's got more arch on his shot now than I've seen his entire career. Looks great.
Largest lead. Kidd 3 of 4 from downtown. No offense for Portland, and now Chandler's going to get called for another one of those fouls. That's a concern for Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, this is a foul again. If you're Chandler, you just don't want to. Ooh, that was really a ticky-tack variety. That's the.
Those are the ones that hey,
gotta let him play on this. A little bit of a nickel dimer there.
And a blocking foul.
Ball swings over to Kidd, and look at that high arching shot. Jay Kidd used to have a flat shot, putting arch on it right now. And for the series, Jay Kidd is 14 for 28 from the three-point line. He's shooting 50%. Jay Kidd is from the three-point line in this series. Wow.
Chandler just picked up his 4th on that play. So back-to-back tough fouls.
Yeah, this was a hard drive by Wallace, and boy, a late call. I mean, it came in really, really late, and they took him out right now. They brought in Hayward in, and again, they're not as good a team without Tyson Chandler out there anchoring their defense and rolling to the front of the rim, tipping balls up. He's just so active.
48-39, Dallas here in game 4. Stevenson Here's Nowitzki, triggers it. Dirk Nowitzki connects. He's got 11. First one into double figures for Dallas. Miller, deep post position on Kidd, spins and it can't go. It is a slow grind him out pace. Everybody looking for that isolation post up mismatch.
Everybody's looking for someone to catch a spark so they can ride him a little bit. You know, both coaches are saying, you know what, we need to find a guy who can get something going so we can throw him the ball and maybe rely on him to kind of jumpstart our team. And right now, they've been giving the ball to Marion quite a bit.
That's like slot machine management there. You know, just looking for something to pop up across it. We just keep working the handle there.
Looking for lucky sevens, man.
Portland 0 of 8 in the quarter. Kidd.
Yeah, they're going to flatten it out now. This is what they love. They love having the guard there, and they had the little ticky-tack call there on Matthews. But when they switch, big on little on Dirk, he doesn't go to the post, Matt. What he does, he goes to the free throw line and posts up the guard, and they got Wes Matthews pushing him in the back. And right now, with 6:34 to go in the third, the Mavs are shooting free throws on every foul. This is when you get separation, Matt, in the NBA game. You understand they're in the penalty, you put your head down, you drive every single time, you post up hard, and you try to make them pay from the line as Dirk makes the first one.
In the first two games of the series, Dallas shot 80%. In game 3, under 60% from the free throw line. It was a 2-point game, 37-35, with Dallas leading by 2 at halftime. Now they lead 52-39, their largest 15-4 run here in the quarter. Batum settling on the outside.
Another long jumper by the Trailblazers, and again, I would try for a little two-man game. You know, Miller and Aldridge, or drop the ball into Aldridge and tell him, put your head down and get to the line. I'd be surprised right now in a very savvy Dallas Mavericks team if they don't put their head down here, Matt, and try to draw some fouls, being in the penalty, and just go into the line right here. We'll see what they do.
Nowitzki, Marion in the paint. Shawn Marion has come alive here in this series. 6 of his 8 in the quarter. 54-39, the largest advantage for Dallas here on the road. And the road hasn't been kind in the postseason to Dallas, and a foul there. Second on Haywood. Getting to the stripe is Aldridge.
Yeah, again, you know what? When you're in the penalty, put your head down. Both teams in the penalty right now. And who's going to be able to ride that free throw line and try to, can Portland ride it to get back in the game? Or can Dallas ride that free throw line, Matt, and extend the lead?
iHoops is the official youth basketball initiative of the NBA and NCAA, created to enhance the youth basketball experience. To take part in the ultimate online youth basketball community, connect at ihoops.com. 14-point game. Aldridge. 13-point game. Aldridge 1 of 8, but 6 of 6 from the line. 8 points, 3 rebounds. Aldridge in this series averaging better than 23 points and nearly 7 rebounds. Guarding Nowitzki. Nowitzki backing down in the lane. Shot doesn't fall. Offensive rebounds have been a key component to Dallas. There's a 3. Dirk Nowitzki from downtown. 57-41. Nowitzki staring down a 3-1 lead. With the advantage, Nowitzki was 16 in the pine box.
Well, right now, Portland doesn't come back, and then Dallas goes up 3-1. That's putting a nail right in the lid of that pine box and getting ready to bury the Portland season. So right now, The rest of this 5 minutes, this third quarter is huge for Portland to get back in this game.
In the corner, they need this. Shot doesn't go. Wallace keeps it alive. Aldridge and Wallace battling. Kid's gonna track it down. Ahead to Nowitzki. Dallas on a 26 run to open the quarter. Turnover. Kidd playing with 4 fouls. How about this?
38-year-old Jason Kidd sprinting to the sideline, getting it. I'm going out of bounds. Nah, I'm throwing it ahead. And then Dirk turned around and threw it to Brendan Haywood in the middle of the break, and Brendan looked at him and said, never throw me the ball in the middle of the break, please. Dirk said, my bad.
Portland, no field goals made in this quarter. 0 of 11. Roy, can he be the lift that Portland so desperately needs? Wallace, contested. Wild shot deep in the corner. That pass, a wild pass, pardon me. Matthews now. Aldridge, kick out.
Solid.
0 of 12.
Yeah, solid scrambling defense there by Dallas, though. They had a mismatch. They came down, they collapsed. They got a hand back out in the shooter, and Wes Matthews. And so, you know, credit some of the problems that Portland's having on offense. I'm giving credit to good Dallas defense.
Everybody thinks about Dallas and what they do offensively, but Rick Carlisle, as Marion is able to get it to fall. He's into double digits.
Matt, you're talking about trying to find a horse to ride a little bit. Right now, as Brandon Roy dribbles it off his foot, right now that horse is Shawn Marion. 8 points in the quarter. He's going down that left box, making that little crooked little turnaround jump shot of his. And has always been a very good post player. Actually, when he was at UNLV years and years ago, he kind of played center for them sometimes. He played around the basket. He just a high jumping, just a highlight film. But he's retained some of that post play, and they're liking him down there. I think you'll see them down there again.
10 points. That's a series best for Shawn Marion. 10 points and 9 rebounds. Beret on the floor. Terry, Stojakovic, Haywood, and Marion. And Terry right to the rim. (61-41). 13-2 run. No field goals. Still for Portland here in this third quarter with 3:11. Missed. Roy Fernandez. No. There's a lid on it.
Oh, there sure is. There's a lid on it for the entire Portland team. They're 0 for 14 from the field, and a huge lid for Rudy Fernandez, who can't buy one right now, Matt.
1 of 12 from three-point range, 11 of 45. Portland cannot get it going offensively. 0 of 14 from the field in the third.
You know, in the NBA, we get caught up in basketball, and I think sometimes going back to the community, it puts things in perspective. We love working with the kids. They see the type of players we are on the court, but we want to teach them how to be good people. Part of being a celebrity is that young kids are going to follow you. So it's our responsibility to own up to that and do the best we can to be a positive role model for those young kids.
20-point advantage for Dallas over Brandon Roy's Trailblazers. Andre Miller has been a huge story throughout this series. He's been steady. He's produced in each game. And right now, they just cannot find any amount of offense. Can they get a stop and get out and go? Stojakovic! It's tough to get out and go when you're trying to run off of makes.
Ooh, and Page is lining up those slot threes and hitting nothing but bottom. You're not getting out and running. And right now, you can just see the jump in the step of the Dallas Mavericks and a little bit of concern, a lot of concern on the Portland Trailblazers right now. Not a lot of life on that Portland team.
And a foul there. 8 of 14 from beyond the arc. 64 to 41 now. 23-point advantage. And Marty, let's send it over to you.
Matt Nate McMillan in the last huddle kind of threw his hands up and said, guys, our heads are down, our energy's down, we look already defeated. He said defensively we're allowing them to walk it down the court. We're the ones supposed to be pushing the tempo offensively. He said, go to your spot and shoot. And he turned to LaMarcus Aldridge and said, you're shooting too many jump shots. We've got to be aggressive, guys.
All right, you've been saying that for...
I mean, Nate McMillan's a good coach. He understands this. I mean, he can see the flow of the game. You got Aldridge at 1 for 10 from the field. And, you know, right now, man, if you're Portland, you got to give everything you got here. You got one more run in you to get this crowd in it and get something going, but they've got to get their head up. They got to get their chin off their chest and just start turning this game into a dogfight.
Barea gives it to Stojakovic. Shot clock at 6. Stojakovic driving on Roy. Double comes. Barea moves it to Terry. Terry flings it up. It doesn't go. But a second chance opportunity once again for Dallas. 12-0 in that category, Kevin.
Yeah, that's their 9th or 10th offensive rebound. And again, just extra possessions in a game like this, Matt, are huge because it's not a pretty offensive game. You need all the possessions you can get.
And knocked away. And Dallas, when you're out on the road like this and you've had the lack of success on the road since the NBA Finals in 2006, it doesn't matter. You know what? 64-42, any way you can get it.
Yep. Hey, I tell you what, an ugly win still counts as a win.
Yes.
And they're going to get it.
And it's proving you can play a different style as Aldridge now posts up. 1 of 16 here in the third.
A nice run up by Aldridge. Got deep in the paint, and that's where the ball's got to go. Again, Portland's got to be ultra aggressive here and make plays.
From the corner, Stojakovic. Peja drills the 3.
Boy, you talk about silence in the crowd. I mean, you know, Aldridge finally makes a hoop from the paint. They come down and Stojakovic nails a 3 on it.
Stojakovic, 8 of 18 coming in the series. Made 5 of those in game 2. Has 2 threes tonight. 9 of 16 from three-point range. It's 67-44 in this very raucous, boisterous crowd. Just silent. Roy, there you go, run right at the rim.
Just rim run. If you're a big guy, rim run every single time. Get to the front of the rim. Something good will happen. If you're 7 foot tall, standing in front of the rim, something good usually happens. Get out and run, LaMarcus.
Roy finds him, Aldridge with a dozen. Haywood. Stojakovic, Roy's on him. Stojakovic, too strong. Marion has it knocked away. Fernandez now to Roy. Can they get something going here at the end of the third? Roy got it! And Marion almost had that one fall. It was a 2-point game at the start of the third. Dallas has opened it up, Kevin, big time. 67-49. Outscoring the Blazers 30-14 in the third quarter.
3-pointers and Portland's lack of getting the ball in the hole. Little Shawn Marion in the post and Dirk.
Love this time of year. Indiana got one earlier today against Chicago. This is game 4, and Portland has not had any offense here in this second half. Dallas cranked it up, 30-14, outscoring Portland in the third. Wallace right to the rim. And he got the message what to do.
Absolutely, they have one chance. Turn over Dallas Mavericks, get out and run, and everybody bring as much energy as you possibly can. And for the Mavericks, Coach Carlisle is saying, all we got to do is be in this first 5 minutes. Let's make sure we outplay them for the first 5 minutes of the fourth, and this game will be over.
Barea. Shot doesn't go. Wallace gathers and then loses it. And Gerald Wallace had a big fourth quarter in game 3, and you look at the third quarter numbers. 3 of 18. They missed their first 15, and Marion came alive.
Marion had a great quarter. He not only had 8 points, he had 7 rebounds, great activity, and you know, again, both teams are looking for someone to carry him a little bit, and Marion carried him in that third quarter.
Stojakovic. Peja Stojakovic here in the second half. Stojakovic with 8 points, all earned here in the second. He has the last 8 points for Dallas. Roy gives it up. Batum. Whittling away at it.
Yeah, they're going to have to make some threes, going to have to make some plays, and going to have to make stops.
No stops there. Terry.
Ooh, the Jet rose up and answered it. It was they made a big 3 and he made a big 2. Just kind of keep him at bay.
Roy right to the rim. Where has this energy been for Portland?
Agreed. I mean, this is the way that you've got to play. I mean, now it's desperation time. Maybe they'll just put their head down, Matt, and start attacking. And you know, when you get in the paint, you'll collapse the defense, open up some threes. But this is how Portland has to play.
Roy has 8 points off of the bench. Here's Terry on the inside, and Terry is fouled.
This is the Brandon Roy of old there. Straight line driving, being able to finish with his left hand, right hand. Just a clever player all around the rim.
TNT this June. Fear the skies. Face the enemy. Fight for survival. From TNT and DreamWorks Television, Falling Skies series premiere this June on TNT.
You know, Matt, you look at Roy and you say, you know, boy, why can't he do it every single night? Well, you know what? His legs just aren't there. I was playing with Bill Walton late in his career, and there was a ball was shot. We were on the defensive glass. Bill went up, got the rebound over me, turned in midair, threw an outlet pass out to Danny Ainge, past the hash mark before his feet touched the ground. And he looked at me and he went, flashback. And I about died laughing. But I mean, I looked at him and go, why'd you do that all the time? Because I don't feel that good. But it was an amazing thing. And Brandon Roy's got some of that. You see a nice pass from Wallace to Aldridge. But you know what it is? It's just hard when you're injured to be able to bring that energy every single night. It has nothing to do with desire, has nothing to do with want to. Just has to be the fact that Brandon Roy is injured.
Of course, he was a key component of the team that won it all here at Rip City in 1977 under Dr. Jack Ramsey. Turnover, Fernandez gets bumped. And the energy is there. 73-58, still a lot of time. Fernandez goes to the free throw line here to shoot 2.
Yeah, and we're talking about Bill Walton there, my big fella. He was 6th man of the year for us in '86. We won a championship, and what a delightful teammate to have. And like I said, he would say some of the funniest things on the floor that would just crack you up. But again, like I said, you know what? Bill was another guy who was just beseeched with injuries, bad foot problems and stuff, and he just couldn't get healthy. And you always felt sorry for him because he was just such a great teammate. Now from Dallas, the one thing Coach Carlisle is going to say, if they don't score right now, they get run out again, is take care of the ball, don't turn it over, let's just make sure that we get good shots every possession, and let's nurse the clock and this lead a little bit.
Nowitzki, key in games 1 and 2 in the fourth quarter. Kidd, the 3, not this time, but Batum with a key rebound. Portland has made their last 7. After missing the first 15 in the second half. Roy on the inside, flashback!
Absolutely, right there was an old flashback of Brandon Roy getting in that post and shooting that little jump hook. Right here, look at the purpose he has. He's patient, he's elevating, he looks good, and the Blazers are making their run.
It is time for Cold Hard Facts presented by Coors Light. Dallas and the ghosts of past. Now, this is since 2006 against Miami.
Yeah, and in 2006, they had about a 15-point lead, in Game 3. And, you know, Dallas closing out here lately hasn't been a thing of beauty in the playoffs, and they got a great chance here to put a lot of those ghosts to bed. And but they can't turn the ball over, and they got to get good, solid shots every single time down the floor.
A 21-9 run by Portland since trailing by 23. Terry step back. Aldridge meets him. Nowitzki, and there's a blocking foul on Batum. Now, early in this series, Nowitzki took advantage of this matchup.
Absolutely. Let's see if he's moving a little bit, but boy, that could go either way. And right now, there was 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Dirk had nothing to do. He put the ball down, trying to find a play, make a play, and there was nothing going. Pretty solid defense by Batum there. But yeah, you're right. That Batum-Nowitzki matchup was all Dirk. He would just put his head down and just bogart the guy.
Kidd. Nowitzki up top. Nowitzki now working on Wallace. Making it tough, and Gerald flies in and handles the rebound. Wallace 10 points and 9 rebounds up top. Roy. Shot doesn't go. That would have had the crowd.
Blown the roof off the Rose Garden. This is where Dirk has just overpowered him and just feels comfortable going in there. And again, I tell you what, there's a crowd silencer, but how about that? That's an unbelievable shot. But what it is, though, you look at his eyes when Batum's guarding him, he feels completely comfortable and relaxed, and he's capable of making that shot steady.
Nowitzki with 18. Aldridge faces up and knocks one down.
And what you're seeing is little Brandon Roy of old, driving and making plays, not just scoring, but breaking down defenses and finding his teammates. And that's what he did great when he was an all-star here.
Roy with 10 points, 3 assists.
There's that matchup they like.
Stripped along the end line. And Nowitzki wanted a call, won't get it. It's going to be Dallas ball.
This is Dirk. He's very comfortable. I mean, look at this shot. I mean, you got to practice that shot. That's unreal how accurate it is on that one-legged step back.
Stevenson, the 3. Shot doesn't go. Batum has it taken away. Chandler, and a foul. A foul on Tyson Chandler, his 5th. Some tough ones against Chandler here in Game 4.
Sure is. I mean, he's battling for the ball. Comes off his foot. Oh, that's not a foul. No, that's a tough call. Poor Tyson Chandler is just having a heck of a time. I'm trying to think. He didn't even come close to him. Boy, that's a tough call for poor Tyson. He's been in foul trouble the last 2 games. They need him on this floor badly.
And he's on the floor with 5. Roy finds Gerald. Wallace. No, in the other way.
Oof, tough
Missed
shot there by
opportunity.
Absolutely. Nice hard drive by Brandon. Found Wallace. But again, kind of got to know who you are. That's a great time for him to put that ball on the floor and get to the hole, and don't settle for 3s.
Kidd. Working the clock. Stojakovic from the wing. No. Aldridge, his 6th rebound.
They're going to flatten this out and let Brandon just take Dirk.
Roy, second chance opportunity. Roy over Dirk. Brandon Roy's got a dozen.
Single-digit lead here. 5.5 to go. Well within the striking distance for the Portland Trailblazers.
On their feet here at the Rose Garden, most of the fans. Nowitzki, and he's fouled by Batum. Portland on a 10-2 run, a 25-11 run overall. This is game 4. Gerald Wallace looking above to say, can we find it? Can we battle back and even this series at 2 games apiece?
Here's the last make by Dirk Nowitzki, and look at this, again straight here, but look at that beautiful elbow right towards the rim, and let's see what happens here. Classic release, he makes it, and he starts laughing. He goes, how are you gonna guard that? I can't believe I made that. I mean, a great fadeaway, but what he does is his elbow is in perfect position, slotted right at the rim, and when he's followed through is just beautiful. And believe me, as a young kid, that doesn't come without practice, Matt. That's thousands and thousands. He's into the millions of jump shots in practice.
Hours in the gym, and with more on that, let's send it over to Marty.
That's what he was doing yesterday for an hour after practice, and that practice includes the goofy shots you just saw, Kevin, but it also includes leapfrog squats and handstands, walking on his hands as well. I'm sure you did that right, Kevin.
I couldn't walk on my hands when I was 18. I don't know how that kid's doing it at his age. But yeah, he's got a very unique shooting routine, and it works for him. And again, you know, one of the all-time great players that this league's ever seen.
Under 5 minutes ago here in game 4, 77-66. Chandler, season opening. Roy steps in, alters the shot with his presence. Miller, Aldridge, Wallace, Matthews, and Roy. Miller has 14.
There's that play I like, Matt, that little pick and roll on that left side. Aldridge and Miller. Let's see if they milk that a little bit.
77-68. Portland was down 23. Terry, crossover, pull-up, shot no. Nowitzki loses it out of bounds, and it's Portland basketball. Reversal of fortunes here in the 4th compared to the 3rd. Roy, crossover, step back, bucket! Shot pocket 5. Terry. Oh. Crowd silencer.
Wow. All I can say is wow. Dirk put him in a tough position, threw him the ball deep in the corner, and Jet Terry rose up and a killer 3.
Roy, 12 of his 14 in the second half. Matthews curling. Matthews, tough angle. 8-point game. Double comes. Terry. Shot clock at 4. Not this time. Putting the ball in the hands of Brandon Roy.
They closed for years with this guy with the ball in his hands, and he delivered many times.
With the left, Brandon Roy.
Another flashback move by Roy. Hard drive, finishing left at the rim. Right now, Brandon Roy's feeling it.
10 of his 16 in the quarter.
Look at that, nice elevation on that jump shot, Matt, and then here it is where he's at his best. Driving, laying it in, left-handed, bringing him back, making it a game. 6-point game right now.
Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule presented by Windows Phone. Game 5 Monday in Dallas, 8:30 Eastern, NBA TV. And Game 6, Game 7, if necessary. Portland doing everything they can to get there. 25-13 Portland. has outscored Dallas. Six-point game in the hands of Nowitzki to the rim. Count it. No. Offensive.
Wow, hard drive here by Dirk. Let's see. Looked like Wallace might have snuck outside the paint. At first I thought he was in the charge circle, but I think he might have snuck out. Great defensive play by Gerald Wallace. The offensive foul on Nowitzki. A hard drive here by Dirk. Puts on the floor. Does what you're supposed to do. Get there. Look at Wallace. Jump up. Gets his feet out there. Just moving ever so slightly. But a great defensive play by Wallace. And as a matter of fact, the two officials out there, one was counting it good. The other one was counting a charge. And, you know, Wallace steps up and makes a big defensive play. And on the offensive end right now for the Portland Trail Blazers, you'll see the ball in Brandon Roy's hand. Maybe a screen and roll with Aldridge, or maybe just letting Roy create on a 1-4 flat. But this was the Brandon Roy of old, how they closed, Matt, for years here in Portland with the ball in Roy's hand and letting him make decisions.
Marty has a report from the Dallas huddle.
Yeah, guys, Rick Carlisle had to yell at his guys. Said it's all about effort right now. He said it's about stops on defense. Our transition defense is what's hurting us. I need everything you got.
The hook. That's what LaMarcus Aldridge has. Aldridge the hook down low and 18 now. 4-point game. Game 4. Matthews knocked away. Portland ball.
Uncharacteristic right here for Jay Kidd to lose that ball. He's usually so sure-handed.
No basket. There is a foul. Dallas with 4 turnovers, Kevin, here in this quarter. They are 12 of 16 from the field, and it's a 4-point game. Dallas was up 23 here in game 4. Roy leading the way. Cut off by Chandler. Wallace. Here's Roy. It's a 2, and it's good. Brandon Roy has done this before. 6 of 7, 12 points in the quarter. Marion.
Oh, that's how they got a big lead in the third quarter, giving Marion the ball in that low post on the left side. And great shot by Marion, and boy, did Dallas need that one to go down.
A double-double performance for Shawn Marion here in game 4. Brandon Roy! Brandon Roy, the 3, count it! And there's a foul! And a chance to tie it.
What a shot by Brandon Roy, and the foul, and a chance for a 4-point play, Matt, here to tie up this game.
4-point play ties it up. 82-82. Brandon Roy with 22 off of the bench.
Here's a great shot from the corner, lines it up, knocks it down toe on the line, calls it 2, but this is the one that's a boom crusher right there. A 3 and a 1 for a 4-point play and a tie game.
What a story. Brandon Roy, double knee surgery in January. All of 2 points in the first 2 games of this series. 16 in game 3. And here in the fourth quarter, 16 of his 22. And a foul on Wesley Matthews.
16 of his 22, and none bigger than that last three-pointer to tie this game up. And right now they got Matthews putting a lot of pressure on him. That's how he got the steal. But they got him late, and now both teams are shooting the penalty.
Under a minute to go. Dallas led by 23. Terry, no. Knocked out of bounds. Bill Kennedy and Steve Javie. And they're going to review it. Too important of a possession there. And Steve Javie, Bill Kennedy, Tony Brothers will head over with 49.4 remaining here in Game 4. Brandon Roy, the story of this game. And he was a story after Game 2, but for other reasons. But what great heart and determination, as you see the review to see who touched it last.
Boy, that's really inconclusive right there. Very hard to see who touched it last. And the call on the floor was Dallas ball. So let's see if we can see something. There's that hand
the
raised.
left hand, Gerald Wallace.
Wallace and he are both on it. Boy, it's very, very hard to tell.
This is exactly what the officials are looking at.
Yeah, they almost both had their hand on there, Matt. And we've got 5 Blazer fans being referees behind me in my ear yelling it's Blazer ball, but I figured that much. Yeah, they're almost.
And it looks like maybe Gerald's hand was under.
On it last, maybe. Yeah. But again, I think if it's inconclusive at this stage, don't they just give it to the team or the call stands on the floor?
82-82, 49.4 remaining here in the fourth. Wallace waits for the decision. Steve Javie still there with Tony Brothers. Chandler and Wallace were both there. And now we're checking time on the clock. Portland with an unbelievable run, 41-18 over the last 14. And they're actually going to reverse it. It's going to be Portland basketball. Andre Miller asking for the crowd.
And again, you're going to see Roy with the ball in his hands. Matt, he's going to be making the decision. But give it to him, either run a little screen roll for him or let him just flatten it out and take it.
So the call reversed.
Yeah.
After checking the video. Roy for the lead, banks it in. 84-82. Timeout, Dallas. No timeouts remaining for Dallas here in this Game 4. Portland down 23. They lead by 2 behind the play of Brandon Roy.
You'll probably see a little 2-man game between Terry and Nowitzki. That's really how Dallas has pulled many, many games. And we'll see if they get over here and get a 2-man game with those two.
Kidd. Too strong, Wallace. Gerald Wallace. A double-double. Key rebound there. Timeout, Portland. 27.9 left.
5 seconds differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Right now, the Blazers are going to come out. They know Dallas has no timeouts. They're going to give the ball to Roy, and he's going to milk that clock down to the last possible second. Now, the big decision is here. You know, you're going to see Dallas get up the floor and put a lot of pressure on him, but now you got to decide if you foul or not, Matt. I mean, are you going to let him walk it down? And if they do the clock just perfectly, Dallas will get the ball with no timeouts, with only 3 or 4 seconds on the game clock. And so, right now, a lot of pressure by the Dallas Mavericks. They got to be trying to get a turnover. They got to try to get that ball back. If not, Roy will dribble it out, put the ball in his hands, and make a decision.
The Wallace, Chandler, out-of-bounds play overturned. Brandon Roy has scored or assisted on the last 16 Blazer points. 12 points, 2 assists. Miller with Roy. 3 on the clock. Roy, step back. Roy, no. Kid, remember, no timeouts. Here's Terry. No. Portland wins Game 4. Emotional Brandon Roy. What a moment. A Game 4 moment. 24 points. Winning it down the stretch. Let's go to Marty.
This one feels a lot more emotional tonight, Brandon. Why?
Just with everything I've been through this year. I mean, there were times I didn't know if I would play basketball again. You know, in the business situation, we were down 20 points, and I just said, I'm going to play. I got nothing to lose. You know, it was amazing, man. I don't know what to say. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You told me this is the most you've ever second-guessed yourself from your career, but did you know you had a game like this tonight?
You know, I prayed I did. You know, I just kept working, you know, and I got an opportunity tonight. I had nothing to lose, man. I was just going to play. So, it's a special night. I remember this one forever.
Now to the team. How in the world did you come back from a 23-point deficit?
We scrapped. Everybody scrapped. You know, Rudy and Nick, they didn't make as many shots as they like, but we cut that lead from 22 to 9 because of their defensive pressure. And then we gave our starters a chance to try to pull it out. So we scrapped all night. Team effort. Got a special win. I said we're going to need a special win to tie this series up.
Best 2 games of your life for you after all you've been through?
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, I go back to, I didn't know if I'd be able to play basketball at a high level again. And to play, you know, the way I did tonight was special. It means a lot to me.
All right, the NBA where amazing happens, no doubt about it tonight for Brandon Roy and the Blazers. What a comeback.
Brandon Roy, Kevin said, a special win, and he's a special player.
He surely is. Now, he went from tears of frustration after game two to tears of joy after a phenomenal comeback 23-point down win by the Portland Trailblazers.
Portland, they ended on a 43-18 run over the last 15 minutes. The series is tied now at 2 games apiece as they go back to Dallas. 84-82 behind that man right there, Brandon Roy. What will Monday bring? Let's go to EJ in Atlanta.